Okay. You really do talk about, I mean, not the just limits are good, that God has given us the limits, but then you put it into the category of what happens when we go outside of those limits.
Yeah.
I want you to talk for a moment in how you define transgression, or how the
Yeah.
transgression is
Yeah.
defined. I thought that was kind of an
Yes.
eye opener. I went, "What? Am I sinning?"
Right. I know. I love that. As like a English PhD nerd, I'm like, ooh, I love words and where they come from. So yeah, the idea of transgression, right? We think of that, it's a really fussy Christian word. We just talk about sin or debts now, right? In the Lord's Prayer. We don't use the word transgression anymore. But the idea of transgression, if you split it up, right, it comes trans, it means to move across, and gradere is the Latin root, which means to go. So the idea of transgression is really to go beyond, right, to go across. And and so when we can think about sin that way, is that sin is actually a going beyond of God's good limits, right? To try and grab something for ourselves that we believe he, functionally anyway, we believe he's not going to really come through for us. We don't really believe he's good. And so sin in whatever action or behavior kind of crops up is transgression. It's going beyond the good limits that God gives us in creation.